5, 4. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's DJ Anthony. This is Wellness Week. How you doing? How to deal with rejection on this week's episode. Hey, listen, I'm not giving any medical advice in any shape, form, fashion, or way. I always check with the healthcare professionals, okay? Because I don't know shit. But I do know about life because I've lived life. And I have been rejected before. You have been rejected before. So how do we get over, how do we deal with rejection? You know, it's funny. I think that we as adults typically don't get rejected all that much, believe it or not. I think that rejection typically happens when we're younger, when we're children, teenagers, maybe in our 20s. But think about it, as adults, as mature adults, you know, we got our job, we got our spouse, punch in, punch out. Like, there's really not much risk, you know. What, we didn't get invited to that party, you know what I mean? That's a rejection. And I'm not saying it doesn't sting, but the big rejections, yeah, I mean, they can happen, but they're less and less the older we get, right? Because we become risk adverse, and risk is tied to rejection or acceptance. But so, you know, I've been dumped before. I've been not given the promotion before. I've been fired before. Like, I think the biggest rejections are the ones of the heart, when we're told, you know, by somebody like, "Oh, I don't want to be with you anymore," in some shape, form, fashion, or way. They don't, maybe they don't say it directly, maybe they do, but maybe they don't. But when you've been rejected in love, that probably hurts the most. And then I would say probably like work related. You didn't get the promotion, you got fired, you got laid off. But you know, I know for me, and I was thinking about this before I was doing the show. My earliest, or the thing that hurt me the most, you know, it probably would be being dumped by a woman. Like, that definitely hurts. And I've been dumped, and I've done dumping. I've been on both sides of the coin. Both suck. But when you're rejected, when you're told, like, you know, I don't want to be with you anymore, in not too many words, it hurts. But I think, you know, the rejection that hurt the most for me, actually, because when I've been rejected in love or at work, you're an adult, like, you have cachet, you can draw from experiences. You're an adult, you can handle it better. But the biggest hurt, I think, comes when we're children. And I was rejected. My biggest rejection when I was left back in elementary school, third grade. This is back in like 1982, back when, like, there was no, you know, kids got rejected. Kids got left back in those days. There was no social promotion. There was no go to summer school and, you know, bing bang boom, do 5 push-ups, say a prayer, we're gonna promote you. Like, back in the day, folks, they left your ass back. And you know, so I remember getting left back, and that was the biggest rejection for me. You know, I felt like a piece of shit. I felt like a loser. I felt naked. I felt hurt. I felt like I wasn't good enough. I remember the kids in my class, you know, they weren't supposed to know, but like everything, you know, word gets out. And I remember the whisper and the chit chatter, and, oh my God, Anthony, yeah, you got, you know, I remember before I formally got left back, there was talk that I think the teacher might have, you know, said, like, there will be a student here that will be left back, you know, maybe 1 or 2 students, but definitely one, me. And it's like, you're the one. It wasn't even like there was a group that got left back. It was just like, you know, you were the only one that got left back in that class at that time. So it really hurt, really sucked. I felt stupid. I felt ashamed. I felt, you name it, you know, and I'm a kid. Like, I'm what, third grade is what, maybe 9 years old. And I just didn't know, you know, like, my parents, there was no therapy. There was no, you know, back in the day in the early 80s, there was no YouTube. There was no internet, really. You know, technically there probably was, but not, you know what I mean? Not like what we know today. There was no therapy app. There was no talking to somebody. Maybe my parents said something to me like, it's going to be better. Like, my parents are, you know, they're immigrants. My mother's an immigrant, and my father, you know, was an orphan. Like, they didn't really have any training or knowledge. They're not educated people. They're good people, but they didn't know how to, you know, like probably most parents back then. It was just like, you know, suck it up, let's go, move on. So my processing it really was just, I guess I moved on, you know, like, I just moved on, and I just processed it in my own little mind as a child. Like, there was no, I didn't go to a therapist. I didn't talk to the local counselor. There was no guidance like, it just, and look back, and that really sucked. You know, that would have been nice to have that for me, you know, and I'm not crying. It's just, it is what it is, you know, and kids today who get left back or have some kind of trauma or disappointment, now they have, you know, thank God, you know, they have the right guidance counselors and therapists, and there's books on it, internet, YouTube pages on it, you know, so it's great. But back in the day, bro, it was just like, fuck you, and you're left back, and go fuck off. So it put a really big chip in my heart, on my shoulders. And, through the years, the happy thing is I went on to go to college and graduate school and I became a teacher. How you doing? So, but that process was long and hard. And, you don't, I think it took, when you look at it, really might have taken me decades to process that rejection of, you're not smart enough, you're not good enough, we're going to reject you. Because our formative years are those young years, when we're children, that we're like a piece of clay. And so thank God, I do have a good family, and thank God that I, we have free will, and I didn't use that as an excuse or a crutch later on in my years to do drugs or do bad things. I used it to propel me forward, to do good in sports and do good in art and do good, as a young person in my church. I use that chip to do good, and I'm grateful that my family was, supportive of as they can be. Um, you know, Nobody outwardly made fun of me, but it hurts, right? And what I was going to say is I also got lucky that the year I got left back from the school in Jersey, we just by coincidence happened to be moving that same year. So I started the third grade over again, but in a brand new school, brand new town. It was a fresh new start. And the teacher I had, I'll never forget her, Miss Martin, one of the best teachers I ever had in my life, in college, grad school, one of the best. I mean, and this woman, Miss Martin, it was just a better teacher than the other teachers in the school. And just by chance, that was a big, she came in the right time, right place, right location, everything. And she really helped me, and I remember her saying to me, Anthony, you can give up on yourself, but I'm never going to give up on you. Anthony, you can give up on yourself, but I am never going to give up on you. I remember her looking down at me, pointing at me, saying that with my parents there, uh, in the third floor hallway of our elementary school, pointing down at me with love. And I never, I never in my life, to this day, no human has ever said to me, you can give up on you, Anthony, but I'm not going to give up on you. I've never had that happen to me in my life from that point on ever before. And I come from a good family, got good friends. And, so it was wow. And that moment, I mean, I'm not going to say it like changed my life in that second, but it slowly put me on the trajectory, to do better. And I was never a great student in elementary school, high school. However, it helped me out, So, and I had many good teachers after that too. But Mrs. Martin was the first person, out of my new school, my new grade. So, she was awesome. And so that's how you get through rejection, is that you hope you have a good support staff. And what you can do as an adult, or if you're a teenager listening to this, is understand, like, we all go through rejection. Everyone, you just heard my story. One of my biggest rejections. We all get dumped. We all get let down. We all don't get the promotion. I should have been, the vice president. I should have been the president. I should have got the position there. And maybe you should have, and it sucks because whatever, politics, hey, I know the person, backdoor shit, or, nepotism or whatever, or, we get wronged, But so how we get through it is, number one, embrace it. Be sad, be upset, cry, be angry. You don't push that down. Let that come out. You got to throw that up, recognize that this is happening to you, and you have every right to, and don't let anybody poo-poo you. Don't let anybody be like, oh, shut up. It's not like, you were in World War II. Like, shut the fuck up. I hate when people say stupid shit like that. Like, your problem is your problem. Sorry, I wasn't in World War II. Well, what do you want me to do? Like, but these are the problems that I have, and these problems are legit for you in your life, and no one is to try to, marginalize that. That said, your problems, the other way you get through rejection is, your problems are not your God. Your problems are not your Jesus. Okay. Take the time, cry, be angry, talk to someone, talk to yourself, go out for a walk. Don't do stupid shit. Don't drink and do drugs and gorge yourself on, negative stuff. But yeah, take the time to suck it up and cry. The other thing I would say is accept it, right, when it happens. And then I would say, treat yourself with compassion. Don't be hard on yourself. You know, she dumped me. I've been dumped before by women, and I've done dumping. But when I've gotten dumped, and dump is a hard word, but when you end the relationship, I felt ugly. I felt like I wasn't good enough. I felt like there's something wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with you. It happens. And so you're a good person. I'm a good person. You have to tell yourself that this happens. Michael Jordan, LeBron James, they don't make every shot they take, and it's okay. It's okay to be dumped. It's okay to be dumped. And it's okay to dump somebody with compassion, let them go. It's okay to be let go. And maybe, things run their course. You didn't get the promotion. It sucks. It's unfair. You could take it to court, I guess, but I mean, like, you still got to process it emotionally, and it's not a reflection of you as a human being. It's not a reflection of your worth. You're worth $1 trillion. You're worth more than $1 trillion. But that didn't work out with that person or that position. That's okay. Something else will work out for you, and it will. But I know you don't want to hear that now, but but that's the process. The first process is being angry and upset and crying. Upset. I would say also stay healthy. Like, you have to understand you're going to go through physiological stress. So you have to drink water, not soda, water, not diet soda, water, not juices, water, not alcohol. Hydrate, sleep properly. When you're in the bed, put the phone away, next room. Don't watch television in the bed. The bed is for sleeping, and the other wanka, 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 you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Like, go to the gym, go for a walk. These are free things. The walking is free. Get outside, connect with friends, talk about silly things. You need to get into a training regimen almost, really. If you're into the gym, hit the gym, go play tennis, go swimming, go walking, go cycling. You got to stay strong, eat right, drink right. Don't eat fried foods. You really got to almost stay on a health kick there, while you're going through this rejection. And that's how you get through that. And I would say, see a therapist, a priest, a rabbi, an imam. You have to talk it out. Talk with somebody who you can trust. Even talk to someone who's an acquaintance. They don't doesn't have to be your best friend ever. It doesn't have to be your wife or your husband, and that's nice if it is. But BetterHelp.com. I use it. Again, don't tell me you don't have the money. You have money for how many shoes? You go on vacation? You hang out with the boys? Hang out with the girls? You Netflix? You got money for what? How many? What? You got money for a therapist? Get it out. Talk to somebody. You have to process it. Make it more than about just me, poor me, poor me, oh, poor me, poor me, poor me. Again, there's a time to cry, a day or two of that, but then get up and make it about something else. Give attention to help a friend out, help a neighbor out, reach out to people, and then you'll feel better because you're helping someone out and it comes back to you. If you're going to sit there and sulk for days and days and weeks, again, it's going to take some time, but you can chew gum and walk. So as you're feeling sad, volunteer or go for the walk. Go talk to friends. Go watch a funny movie. Like, it's okay. And then you'll cry a little bit, but get out, get that new job, even if it's a menial job. Volunteer. Make it more than just about you. It's not about me, 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 me. Look at me, look at me, look at me, 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 me. Then you're going to be in a hard spot. And in some respects, the person who says, "Hey, relax, it's not World War II," they're kind of right. I mean, take the thousand feet above view, zoom out, look down from 1,000 feet above, and say, "Yeah, you know what? My problem is a problem, but you know what? It's not that bad." There's an easy 1 billion people that would love to be in your shoes right now with your little problem. So again, it's not to marginalize your problem, but put it in context. That's what I do. I said to myself, you know what? She dumped me. I didn't get that contract. I didn't get that job. Sucks. But I'm looking out. You know what? There's an easy 1 billion people that wish they had my problem, that are dealing with bombs being dropped on them and famine and tsunamis and death and destruction raining down on them that are fighting literally to breathe, to survive. And they wish they had someone that just dumped them, and that's their problem. And now they're going to go to Starbucks. You know what I mean? So we really have to put things in context too. Again, not to take away from your hurt and pain, but put it into context and say, okay, you know what? This sucks, but could be worse, and I'm grateful for what I have. Practice, practice being gracious, practice gratuity, practice 10 things, every day. I thank you, universe. Thank you. Or you don't have whatever. Thank you, God. Thank you. I'm grateful for a hot cup of coffee. I'm grateful for the roof over my head. I'm grateful that I'm healthy. I'm grateful for my family. Say that to yourself audibly. You need to say that. That's how you're going to get through this rejection. So, rejection hurts. It should hurt. Let's recap. Yes. Embrace the suck. It should hurt. You should cry. You should be angry. You should be confused. You should Let that happen. Let that happen over a day or two, and then slowly start to watch a funny show or go out with a friend, go out cycling, bicycling, walking, adopt a dog, go volunteer, go get a new job somewhere else that maybe doesn't pay as much, but get out, so to speak, get out from under your own mind. You know what I mean? Make it more than just about you. So those are the things that help me out. I'm sure they're going to help you out. And understand it's okay, and understand that you are awesome. You are worth a lot. You are loved. You are valued. Even if no one's telling you, I am telling you, you are worth something. You are worth a lot. And guess what? The best is yet to come. I promise you. So, hang in there. We've all been through it, and we're all going to go through it again and again and again. It's called being a human, and it's okay. Things are going to get better, buddy. Okay. All right. So that's that. Check back in for some great content. We almost have 200 subscribers. Can you do me a solid? Like, subscribe. Don't be a fucking struns, okay? All right, thank you, everybody. And we got our big Christmas show coming up. I think it's next week. We're gonna be talking Italian, seven fishes, ragazzi, ok? Finito. Ok, grazie, ciao. Quando finito 5 secondos, I don't know. Ok, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Grazie mille. Ciao, bye.